Erling Haaland's Man City performances scrutinised as De Bruyne boosts Ballon d'Or credentials. Your latest Manchester City news as the Norwegian striker looks to prove his critics wrong. Criticism of Erling Haaland's 38 touches at Man City is missing the point completely. If the first 3 weeks of the season are anything to judge, it's going to be a long old campaign when it comes to Erling Haaland. If the first 3 weeks of the season are anything to judge, it's going to be a long old campaign when it comes to Erling Haaland. After a quiet Community Shield, Haaland's first 90 minutes in months against a fitter Liverpool outfit, the new City number 9 was deemed a striker who simply wouldn't be able to cut it in the Premier League. Yet after his clinical brace against West Ham, coming from a very similar performance, he was suddenly getting transferred into millions of fantasy football squads and being backed to break Alan Shearer's all-time goals record. Then, when he only managed to get an assist against Bournemouth, a game effectively over at half-time, the external talk is back to doubting his chances at City. After the Bournemouth game, the criticism appears to be centered around the fact that Haaland made just 8 touches before being substituted, following 30 touches against West Ham. Apparently, that's simply not good enough in the Premier League, with a graphic doing the rounds on Twitter of Haaland's involvement against Bournemouth among the lowest in the last 20 years of the Premier League. Yet Haaland got the all-important first assist against the Cherries to break their resilience, taking his Premier League record to 2 goals and 1 assist in just 150 minutes of football. City have scored 6 goals, and Haaland has been directly involved in 3 of them. Pep Guardiola wants City to work on involving Haaland more, but accepts that if he has 5 players around him, that's an incredibly difficult task for any player. Both Guardiola and Bournemouth boss Scott Parker agreed that with so much attention paid to stopping Haaland, the likes of Phil Foden, Ilkay Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne were given space to score a goal each and win the game comfortably. Haaland would obviously want to play more of a part, although until that tactic is perfected, his impressive return is encouraging for someone with so few touches. In fact, when his touch to win the penalty he converted against West Ham is considered, he has scored or assisted a goal every 9.5 touches. He has made 3 passes leading to shots, had 7 himself, and won 1 penalty across his 150 minutes in the Premier League so far, meaning he creates or takes a chance every 3.5 touches on the pitch. If any other striker had that kind of return, there would be no chance of any questions being asked of them. Instead, a question of simply how to get that striker more involved while creating the same amount of chances. Of Haaland's 38 touches, 22 have come in the attacking third, with 12 of those in the opposition penalty area. 3 of those have been to win a penalty, score it, and then score another. Or a goal-creating opportunity with every 4 touches in the box. 3 more of those final third touches were to control a ball from Ilkay Gundogan as 2 players were tight to him, trying to bring him down. A second touch took the ball away from the pair, and a third flicked it back into the path of Gundogan to open the scoring against Bournemouth. Shortly after, Haaland timed his run perfectly to bring down a João Cancelo through ball, in the area, but the ball bobbled away before he could shoot, while he had 1 header and 1 clever hooked shot that went over. 14 touches have come in the middle third, with 2 in the defensive third, one of which was a useful header to clear well away from a corner. Other notable touches include the 1 foul won and 1 loose ball recovered, while he has pressured opponents 11 times, winning possession back on 3 occasions. And of 26 attempted passes across the pitch, he has completed 23, showing that when he is able to get involved, he often has an impact and rarely loses the ball for his side. In fact, 33 of his 38 touches have been from passes into him, with only 51 attempts over the 150 minutes to find the number 9 or 1 every 3 minutes. Maybe the supposed issue is down to a lack of service, or as Guardiola noted, a significant opposition marking job on him. Any critics of Haaland's lack of touches appear to be forgetting the fact that when he does get the ball, he is doing something with it. Every third touch of Haaland's has contributed to a scoring opportunity, with 4 defensive touches to add. And when Haaland's ratio of touches to goal involvement, 1 per 9.5 touches, is compared to the other early pace setters in the goalscorer charts, the difference is stark. of the other players to have recorded 3 or more goals and assists in the opening 2 games, not accounting for Liverpool's Monday night fixture with Crystal Palace. The player closest to Haaland is Gabriel Jesus, who averages a goal or assist every 22 touches, closely followed by Josh Da Silva and Ivan Toney of Brentford with 23. Rodrigo for Leeds averages 26 touches, with Pascal Gross, Gabriel Martinelli, and Kevin De Bruyne all averaging 40 touches or more. Of course, it's far too early to make any grand assumptions on those stats, with players only having 2 fixtures. But doesn't that emphasize just how silly the criticism of Haaland is? He's not even played 2 full games yet, in a completely new setup and a new league, playing for a team who have spent 2 years without a striker. As Guardiola and the majority of his players keep saying, it will take time for him to adapt to City. The fact that he's having such an impact with so few touches can only bode well for the Blues, especially if he's still able to create space for others to score as he gets used to his new role. So contrary to the bizarre questioning of how his lack of touches is somehow a problem for City, maybe his record so far is an ominous warning to the rest of the Premier League over just how dangerous he will be when he gets properly involved.